So after 2 weeks of grieving, I walk into Crown Beverages Limited and with a copy of the will. And I had one-to-one, I had two partners. My husband had two partners. I hand one to each one of them and say, I'm here. Yeah. Can you imagine what they thought? She's a wife. She's a doctor. Yes, just go home. When we do business, we will give you your share. There's a share, right? Well, I said, no, I'm here. I'm here to look after our business. So yes, they did know me. They knew me at all those things, tennis players and things, squash players. My partner, actually, the chairman, has a scar just here from my squash racket. Yeah. So he knew I could beat him at squash sometimes. So I was, they sat down and said, well, what can she do? No, she can't be chairman. I am going to be chairman. Fine. And marketing. She has a nice smile. Marketing and public relations. Yeah, she can talk to the media, those guys, right? They're really a problem. So there I was. And all I had was my doctor's degree. But I have friends. And these are the people you're here with today, MOBS. At that time, it was the Department of Commerce. They had nice short-term courses. So I went to learn. So the audacity, first of all, there was the audacity of my partners, the audacity to think Pepsi belongs to us. This is an American brand, and we are going to produce Pepsi in Uganda. That was audacity, right? Yes. And then the audacity of me walking into the meeting and saying, I'm here. I am here and I'm going to work. That's audacity again. Fearless daring, aggressive boldness, or unmitigated effrontery. You are just challenging everybody. So the first one, the audacity to begin. Let me sit in the office, please. Find something for me to do, and I'm going to be here. That was my first one, my first request. When I got to Pepsi, I had children in expensive schools. There was no way my medical salary would look after my children. So I needed to work. I needed to join the company. So that was the first audacity that came from me. Let me sit in the office, let me work. And they gave me that role, very important role of marketing. Not that we had much product. It was a small company at that time. Marketing and public relations. Lessons. MOBS. Blessing. They had short courses. I'm sitting in this board meeting and I have no idea what the finances mean. You have this profit and loss account. I have no idea. I have always worked for government, didn't even have a clinic of my own, so I would have some money. No. So, the audacity to learn. To be humble. They had evening classes, bless them, Professor Barunywa. They had evening classes starting at 5. So we'd work all day, of course. I had to sit in the office and do whatever marketing I can do with my lack of knowledge. But I went for the 5 o'clock classes, 5 to 7, and learned entrepreneurship. A course on that. That was about 10 days. 5 days on finance, very important. So finance for non-finance managers, critical. I did marketing. I did public relations. I did them all. I even did economics. I also learned from every manager near me. I learned from my secretary. She had been there for a while. I learned from everyone. So the first lesson, humility, all right? Don't walk in there, I'm a director and, I know everything. Of course you don't know everything and everyone can see it. The next one, the audacity to lead. I got an invitation from Mr. Murwana, who the Ugandans know was chairman of Uganda Manufacturers Association, to sit on the board. First of all, I'm ignorant where I am. Now you want me to sit on the board of the Manufacturers Association? Yeah, audacity. I said, yes, I'll come and stand. I had to be elected. They elected me. There I was, sitting on the board, gave me a big task. I was chairperson of the sector subcommittee. Looks at all the sectors, looks at the policies, and then goes to quarrel with the Ministry of Finance about what is not working. So policies, again, as the last speaker stressed. And I was there to push them. So yes, did my best. We moved quite a bit. And the next one, audacity again. 6 years later, we'd grown. Our business had grown from the 5 million crates that we were producing at the beginning. We were now producing 50 million crates. Yes, the Ugandans, thank you very much. You drink our product and you still do. Keep it up. So the audacity again to leave the company and stay on the board. You know, shareholders, really, our role is not to sit there. But at the beginning, we all needed to, because we needed to see what was happening, even to learn. Now, good corporate governance, you sit on the board, come and meet every 3 months. What do you do? What else do you do? So I applied for the job of, big one, Executive Director of the Uganda Investment Authority. Yes, I imagine those who interviewed us, medical doctor. Yeah, you know, you have all these economists and hanging around. But medical health is one of our priority sectors as Uganda, and we're doing very well. We have loads of hospitals now, and, you know, the health sector is booming. But, it's not the one you would really think about when you are trying to get a new executive director. But I had private sector experience. Very few Ugandans had it at the level I did. 6 years at UMA, 6 years running Crown Bottlers Limited. So there we were. They gave, let's try her. I guess it was more or less try her job kind of offer. Yes, I stayed there for 12 years. Meanwhile, Crown is growing. So now we are at 100 million crates. We started with 5. We have other factories. We have built others. We have taken over Kenya. Pepsi in Kenya, which is called not Pepsi, but SBCK, now belongs to, again, the 3 of us. So remember the partnership. The partnership. Ugandans don't like to partner. We do, and we have successfully worked as partners to run our business. So from to the UIA Executive Director, and we continue. I retire from the UIA. We need to build a legacy. I have 3 children. Many of you know Navio, right? Everyone's favorite rapper. Yes. So my youngest one is a musician. Yeah. And that's okay. That is okay, parents. Ugandan parents immediately say, no, doctor, lawyer. My father said I should be a doctor when I was in nursery school. And you can see how much doctoring I'm doing now. But the second one, my daughter. My daughter is a doctor, and by choice, and by actually, she wanted to be. She has passion for it. And she's a very good doctor. But my advice was, Michelle, I couldn't pay your school fees as a doctor alone without your father. Do you really want to be poor? But there was no discussion here. For her, it was a passion. And guess what? She's found the money. She knows where you get money as a doctor. Maybe in Uganda, they don't pay you so much, but you go elsewhere. So she's doing okay. Firstborn son. He was more the artistic, creative type. He did English for his degree, and he wanted to write books, and he's a good writer. But when he saw his father pass, And he saw mommy struggling with businesses. Just came up to me one day and said, oh, I've just applied in Australia to do a business course, to an MBA in Australia. Yes, I had to struggle around to find the money for that, but he did it. So he's back, and we're running the company. So we do have a few other things that we do. Crown Beverage is doing okay. We sit on the board. The boys are sitting on some of the committees. But we do have a farm. We are farmers. We had land. I planted a lot of trees. Environment, critical. And also, for those of you who have land but are too busy. I was too busy in offices. I was alone, and you plant trees and forget, and the money does come. The money, you do get paid for those trees eventually. So, very good idea. Don't let your land be taken over by neighbors and squatters and all that. Just plant trees and chill. Audacity. It is a generational gift. As I've told you about my children, they are also working, following in the same steps. So we built generational confidence. They saw their mother do all these things. And they took that up to, what do you want your children to be? What are they seeing you doing? They will take that as an example. So some people see things as they are and ask why. Why are things like this? Others dream things. And that's what we do that never were and do not ask. Why not? I thank you very much for listening to me.